guys, it's Hood here and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing some of your guys' pet enclosures. I've wanted to do this video series for a while, but I've kind of been a bit nervous to do it just because I'm going to be honest in this video about people's pet enclosures, and I'm kind of worried that I'm gonna upset people if I say something negative about it. But I did ask you guys on Instagram if you wanted me to do this and to send me some of your pet enclosures for me to review, and I got a lot of people sending them to me, so I'm just going to check them out and review them and say if I think there's something they could change or if they don't need to change, you know. I haven't even looked at the enclosures yet on my Instagram, so I don't even know if there's going to be any bad ones. But I just want to do this to help give people advice and to maybe give people watching this video advice too on what they should change with their enclosures. I'm not trying to like discriminate anyone or anything like that. I just want to try and give some honest advice on animal care. I do want to say that I'm not an expert on anything, I'm not a vet. I'm just sharing what I have learned from owning a lot of different kinds of animals. So please don't contact me for like vet advice or anything like that, because I'm not qualified to give that. If you have something wrong with your animal, you should go to a vet instead of a YouTuber. Just wanted to get that out of the way. Anyways, so I'm going to be reviewing some enclosures. I don't totally know what these are going to be, but I did say that I would prefer enclosures of animals that I actually own and have experience with, but I might accept some that I don't own just because I know a lot about them. So we'll just go through them and see what we come across. Okay, the first one I saw here was this one. This is an Indian ringneck's cage. His name is Smudge, which is a really cute name. So I don't know exactly the dimensions of this cage because they did not give them to me, but this looks like a really good sized cage for an Indian ringneck. It looks like it's quite wide, which is nice. It does seem like he has a lot of room to like fly in there if he wanted to. The picture's a little bit pixelated because of Instagram, so I can't exactly tell, but it looks like that there's a big rope toy in the middle, I think. I could be wrong, but I actually recently started to remove all the rope toys I had in all of my bird cages because I started doing some more research on rope toys, and I discovered how incredibly common it is for birds to actually ingest rope toys, and then the rope gets stuck in their crop. They can't digest it, so it actually does eventually kill them, which is really horrible. I actually had someone reach out to me who also lived in New Zealand and told me about how that happened to their cockatiel. So I've actually removed like all the rope toys. I've covered my Boing rope toys in vet tape. I'm not totally sure if that's going to work for long because I don't want the birds to try and rip that off, but I'm just going to see how that goes. So it looks like there's a big rope toy in here. It could be made out of like flax or grass or something like that, so I'm not 100% sure. But if it is rope, I would probably remove all the rope in there. It also looks like there's a rope swing over here too, so I'd also remove that. Honestly, like a wooden swing would be better, or something that's just not made out of rope, because I wasn't really aware of how bad rope toys can actually be until recently. So other than that, it looks like that there's a lot of foraging toys in there, which is really cool. A lot of toys that he can destroy. It looks like you already have just natural pressures, which is awesome, but I might add a few more in this area. It looks a little bit empty over here, but yeah, this looks really good. Yeah, it looks like a really good sized cage for an Indian ringneck. So this person sent me a few different enclosures for me to review. The first one is a awesome looking fish tank. Said they are planning to put a betta fish in here soon, but it's still cycling. But this looks incredible. I am actually so jealous of this. All the plants in there look amazing. It looks like we've got all kinds of different ferns and like moss and stuff like that. This looks so cool. It looks like it's a cube style aquarium. I'm not sure how many liters it is, but it does look like a good size for a betta. Yeah, I just love the piece of driftwood, and looks like we've got a heater in the back too, or maybe that's the filter. Can't quite tell, but I assume there'd be a heater and filter in here. I'm really jealous of this. This is the first fish tank that I think got sent to me. I'm not sure if I have any others, but I'm very happy to see this. They also sent this doggy tent. This is so cute. I actually, whenever I see these in stores, I'm like so tempted to get one for Toby, but I just know that he would probably not use it. But this is so adorable. And this is a cockatiel cage for, I think, 2 cockatiels. There's a painting in the back too. That is awesome. Yeah, this is an amazing cage. This looks really huge. So like I mentioned before, this does have a few rope toys in it, which I would recommend removing or covering with vet tape if you can. Alright, I'm just popping in again to say, because I don't feel like I really explained very well what I meant by the rope toys, because tightly woven rope toys can sometimes be okay. The thing is that a lot of birds do end up chewing them which makes them all fraily, and then if they eat it, it can cause infection. If your bird does not chew toys like that, then they should be fine, but still anything with like rope tassels I wouldn't recommend. I did see Tofu chewing his boing, so that made me not want to use any of those anymore unless they're vet taped wrapped, so just be aware of that. I should have probably more said that if you are comfortable with using tightly roped perches and boings and your birds are not chewing them, you should be okay. But if you do catch them chewing it, it's just best to remove it. There's a few rope toys in there, like a boing and stuff, which I love boings, but it's just really unfortunate that if cockatiels start chewing them, it can be really harmful to them. Same with that rope swing, especially because there's like a like fuzzy bit on the end, they can really easily eat those bits. I'm not really sure what this fabric thing is here. It looks kind of like it could be a snuggle hut, but I'm not sure. But I'd also be careful of that because cockatiels will try and rip up fabric things, which again they can ingest, and that's really bad for them, so I'd probably remove that as well. I'm not really sure what it is. You've got a lot of really great toys in here, lots of like foraging toys by the looks of it, and things that they can destroy, lots of like paper toys and wooden toys, natural perches. Yeah, it looks like you got a lot of fun things in there. It looks like a great size for 2 cockatiels. Yeah, I mean, apart from the ropes, which like a lot of people don't know about ropes being bad, I didn't know that. This is a great cage. And they have a little play gym. That is so cool. I want to get a bigger play gym for my cockatiels, but I don't really have the room for a bigger one. But this looks awesome. It even is made out of natural branches, which is so cool. Okay, this is another bird one. So the first picture they sent to me is their really cute cockatiel sitting on, looks like a little perch thing they made, which is very cool. I want to make something like this for my cockatiel as well. I do worry that it looks like it is tied together with some rope, which again, just be careful about rope. Make sure he's not trying to chew it, and if he is, then you should probably try and use something else. There's also a picture of his cage, which I don't want to be mean, I'm just going to be honest, but this looks like a very small cage for a cockatiel. Looks like he might not even be able to stretch his wings out fully in this cage, and there is some smooth dowels in there. There's 3 dowels by the looks of it, and I think the rest might be natural. I don't know the actual dimensions, but it does look like a travel cage instead of a natural cage. I mean, it looks like you take him out a lot, which is good, but still, even if it's just a sleeping cage, I wouldn't really recommend this size. There just doesn't have enough space in there, and there just isn't really much in there. There isn't really any toys, I don't think. I think there's maybe 1 toy, but cockatiels still need toys even if it's just like a sleeping cage. Obviously, you can't be there with them all the time, so sometimes they might have to spend like a day in the cage or something like that, which that looks like a very boring cage for a cockatiel. I'm just gonna be honest. They really need things to do, especially if they're gonna be in that cage for long periods of times. They need like foraging toys and, you know, things to keep them busy. And I would also remove the smooth dowels, especially the plastic ones, and replace them with natural perches. They do say that they keep his cage plain since he doesn't stay there most of the time, which is good that he doesn't stay there most of the time. But still, it's always a good idea just to have a lot of things for them in there, just so they don't get bored and so they still enjoy their time in their cage when they are in there. Okay, this is a rat cage that was sent to me. Now, I haven't owned rats before, but like I've mentioned in a few videos, rats are one of the pets that I really want to own in the future when I have my own house, so I do know a lot about rats. I think this is originally like a bird cage that they've turned into a rat cage. It looks maybe a bit small for the amount of rats in there. I don't know exactly how many, but it looks like I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There might be 10 rats in there, which is a lot of rats. That many rats, there's not really much in there for them to do. There's not really any toys for them. There is a wheel in there, but that is a very small wheel for a rat. I don't think a rat could actually fit in there, so I would probably remove the wheel, put a lot more toys in there, and like tunnels and like things for them to climb, like ladders, and maybe some more hammocks and stuff like that, like little those cube ones. Rats love those ones. So I'm not really sure how to feel about this one. I feel like if I had this cage, I would personally like probably extend it somehow, make it a bit wider. Looks like this area might be fenced off because maybe you let them out of the cage, let them run around and stuff like that, which is cool. Maybe they have like their own out of cage area where they spend a lot of time in. It just looks like there could be more things for them to do in there, and you could add some like ropes and things to keep them busy, like when you're not home and stuff like that. You know, I don't see anything like chew toys or anything like that. So like I said, I don't know exactly how big this cage is. It might be the right size for 10, you know, I could be wrong. but it looks like there is a lot of space to add a lot more toys and a lot more fun climbing things for them to do in there. And I would definitely remove the wheel because it does look too small for a rat, so I'd be worried that they would be hurting their backs if they did try to run on it. So this is another beta tank that was sent to me. This sent me this video of the beta fish playing with like a beta mirror, which I guess you can get, which is cool. This is actually really cool. I didn't know these existed. But putting a mirror in your beta tank and letting them flare a little bit is actually really good exercise for betas, and it's good to let them flare like maybe once a week. I'm not sure if they leave the mirror in there all the time, but I wouldn't recommend you leave it in there all the time because that can stress them out. It's just something that you put in there every now and then to let them flare. So this is what the tank looks like. It is a 5-gallon tank, they said, which is a good size for a beta. By the looks of it, there is only plastic plants in here, which I personally really hate plastic plants. They're not inherently bad. I worry that they could hurt a beta fish's fins, especially if your beta fish does have long fins. So personally I would recommend adding some live plants in there. It looks nicer in my opinion, and also it is safer for them because some of these plants do look like they might be a bit spiky for your beta, but it looks like you really care about your beta. You have like a really cool tunnel thing in there a beta could probably rest in, which looks very cool. I can see a heater in the back, I'm pretty sure, and I'm pretty sure there's a filter in there as well by the look. So that's really good. Seems like you do really care about your beta. I would just personally add some live plants, like just go for it. Go with something easy like some Java fern or Java moss or like some like sword, what do you call Amazon swords? Hello, I watched your video reacting to animal abuse on TikTok and I realized that my fish bowl that my guppy lived in was inhumane and way too small. So we got him a 5-gallon for her with a filter and a thermometer. Could you review her aquarium? Thanks. So that's really cool to hear that my videos help you realize that a bowl isn't good for fish. I'm really glad when people tell me that their videos help them, because you know, sometimes you just don't know and pet stores give you bad advice, and it's really good to hear that you took in some of the advice that I gave in my other videos. This is a new tank. It is a 5-gallon tank. Which looks really good. It has a nice hang on back filter in there, and she said it has a thermometer. So guppies are tropical fish, so you will need to add a heater in there depending on where you live, because if your water does stay at a stable temperature of like around 25, then you're fine. But if your water does get colder than that or it fluctuates a lot, it is a good idea to add a small aquarium heater in there, because guppies are tropical fish, so they do need that warmer water. But this definitely looks like a much better tank than a bowl. I like the little tunnel thing you have in there. I have heaps of those that I use. There are plastic plants in there. I would suggest adding some live plants just because they're good for the tank and they look nice. And maybe you could probably get the guppy some friends. You could probably put a couple more female guppies in there. I would just go for other females. If you do add males, they will breed. Guppies breed like crazy. So get her some girlfriends, and I think she'd be a pretty happy guppy. But yeah, you've already done a great job from upgrading from a bulb to a proper aquarium with a filter and stuff, so good job on that. Yeah, you're doing great. Okay, this is a mouse enclosure that was sent to me. There is 2 female mice living in here. Hi Yuki. It is a 112 liter tank, which is an awesome size for 2 females. This looks really cool. Looks like you have a lot of things to do in here. I'm not sure what this like stick thing is in here, but there's some kind of branch. I'm not sure what that is. You'll probably be better off putting some driftwood in there instead, and like obviously you boil that first and then put it in there so it's safe, because I'm not really sure what that is in there. Personally, I would probably change the saucer wheel into a proper like plastic wheel. I don't really like saucer wheels. They don't actually sell them in my country, thankfully. I've seen many videos of mice and hamsters using saucer wheels, and when they try to swap, they get flung in the air and like hit the wall. It's really dangerous because they can't really stop themselves on it. It just kind of keeps going. I don't know how common it is for that to happen, but I have seen videos of it happening, so I personally just wouldn't ever use one. Oh boy. Looks like you've got a good amount of bedding in there. I'm not sure exactly what type this is, but looks like you've got some different types in there, which is nice. I mean, this is a really good size enclosure for 2 females. I would probably add some things hanging from the top because mice love that, like some hammocks and like those cube house things and ladders and ropes and stuff like that. I've got lots of things hanging from the top of my mouse enclosure and they love it. They run across it every night and it's so cute. Well guys, I'm gonna end this video here. I've already gotten through 1 battery, so I've actually been recording for a very long time. Not sure how much of that will fit into the video, because I honestly got a lot more DMs than I thought I would. I didn't go through all of them because there is so many, but I hope I could help you guys anyway. Feel free to add anything that I might have forgot, and feel free to DM me your pet enclosures and I might review them in the next video. Just send them to me on my pet Instagram, SodaPet. Oh my god, Tofu is being very loud, I'm sorry. Anyways, thanks for watching, bye!